So today I'm super excited to talk to my good friend and long-term REMAX River City Hall of Famer, Sonny. And yeah, if you're looking for an amazing agent, reach out to Mr. Sidhu. He'll take really good care of you. And today we're going to get a little bit more personal, right? We'll talk a little bit about managing your business and staying in flow in your business when you have some challenges. Would you say that you face some challenges, Sonny?
Aside from the gray hairs, yeah, I say that's an understatement, Shane.
Sure.
To give you a little background here, I was literally 12 years old and I got diagnosed with a condition called scleroderma, which is an autoimmune disorder, which basically affects all the connective tissue in your body. And that time, they had basically given me, 2 years and basically going to kick it. And so consequently, since then, 35 years later, I've had a few expiry dates that have come and gone. But, it affects everything. I mean, from your personal life to your physical life to your work life even. I've changed careers several times over the years. And I think REMAX is the longest one I've held on to so
Yeah,
far.
because you've been with our office since 2006. Is that
2006, yeah. So we're going on, coming up on 14 years here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Right. And prior to this, I was in the television industry for almost 15 years as well, too. So, I like to think of them as parallel universes where, your face is what people recognize both in real estate and, whether you're in the broadcast world. But, living with a condition like scleroderma over the last couple of years, I've had a number of challenges to where my mobility has become, 30% of what it used to be.
Yeah.
Just from a number of surgeries and complications from the condition, number of bypass surgeries, partial amputations of both my legs. It's, it's added up and it's slowed down. But that being said, being in real estate, it is a grind. You have to learn how to readapt your business model in order to keep continuing. And I found one of the advantages of being in real estate and living with a long-term medical condition is I have a flexibility in my schedule that, I'm not saying, I only work 30 seconds out of the day, which I know you yell at me sometimes for, but having to balance between managing my medical condition and managing work, having that flexibility in my schedule as a realtor, I find has made my life a lot easier. Rather than being 9 to 5 stuck behind a desk, having to answer to somebody, 8 hours of the day and not being able to, skip out to go to a doctor's appointment or,
right.
If I need to take, a week to 2 weeks off to recover from a surgery, I have that flexibility to where now in this day and age, I'm like, even 10 years ago when I was in the business, the internet's a beautiful thing. We've made a transgression from changing the business model to where a lot of our work is done digitally, online, as well with the consumers. When people are shopping for houses, they're online. Everyone's constantly online.
Right.
And I just found that, having to adapt with living with scleroderma and managing my real estate business, it's almost become a seamless transition to where if you don't adapt to change your business model, you're not going to survive.
Right.
But at the same time, I've managed to do that. And I'm still selling houses, man.
Yeah. And so I did, I heard that being really disciplined with the time that you are in your business is important. So your activities management, as far as like utilizing your calendar and staying organized with that.
You have to. I mean, I was the worst for time management when I was younger, I'll be honest with you. But it's not almost like you're forced to, but you have to learn how to manage your time between your callbacks, your lead gens, your, even keeping in touch with just your peer network. It's, 90% of my business is referrals, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I've been very lucky with that because, like I said, from my former careers, you have your peer group, your client base from there. And it's been a parallel shift into doing what I've been doing now, like I said, for the last 14 years at REMAX. And in order to, continue to keep growing that business, you got to keep on top of your relationships with the people that you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's sure you can spend a ton of money on advertising and lead gens and everything else, and those are great sources for new business. But at the same time, when you do have that peer network around you, you never know have a friend who's got a friend who's got a friend who may be looking for a property. And, you maintain those relationships and keep people in the loop, the business will come to you.
Well, and one of the things that I've admired about you over the years is that, although you're going through a lot of challenges, and you definitely have some good days and some bad, you tend to have a good sense of humor about things, and that I think that helps keep you moving forward in a lot of ways.
It's all the pharmaceutical drugs, Shane.
Yeah, that helps. Good.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? I mean, if you can't sit there and laugh about it and look at your situation, if you're going to sit there and go, oh, woe is me, you're going to go into a deep, dark hole, and you're never going to crawl out of it.
So you definitely don't play the victim, which I really, really appreciate. And so when you are in those really dark, shitty times, what do you do to get yourself out of that and get yourself back on in business mindset, to connecting with database, or to following a plan? How do you get motivated to do that?
I mean, there's a couple of things. One, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've got great broker support. Yeah, there's the pat on the back for you, pal.
Thanks.
I mean, I can't count the number of times I've called you up and just said, look, I need to handle something. Or, I've called you up as well too and said, listen, is there any realtors available, who can help me with the showing or something?
Yeah.
And, the team has come to bat, right? There's a list of guys I know I can count on.
So know when to ask for help, I think is
exactly.
a good
Don't be afraid to reach out. It's, it's a highly competitive business. And I think a lot of people just think that, oh, if I ask somebody for help, they're going to push me out, or, basically jump into my pool without asking. We're not all like that. It's not like that at all. Asking for support is huge, right? Secondly, I mentioned my peer network earlier. Friends and family, when you're having your downtimes, once again, it doesn't hurt to instead of internalizing everything and trying to be a superhero all the time, which I used to do, because I didn't want to bother other people with my issues. That was my thing. I didn't want to be a burden on anybody. It never hurts to, once again, your friends and family, just ask for a hand or ask for help. I've had, my cousin's been amazing. If I need paperwork dropped off or a contract picked up or something, she's been there as, my right-hand individual to kind of help out and lend a hand when I can. And, you mentioned sense of humor. There's, not too long ago, I remember calling you when I had my second bypass surgery on my leg. So I'm sitting there with 158 staples in 2 legs hooked up to a catheter in an ICU. Jeez. And I'm on the phone with you trying to get a contract done for a client. And you're looking at me just saying, why don't you rest? I'm like, well, somebody's got to pay for the surgery. So
I guess there's some motivation, right?
I'm not going anywhere. I might as well put my energy into completing my client callbacks, right? So, like I said, if you can't turn around and laugh at it and just go, okay, how do I turn this negative into a positive, right? It's sure, I can't walk for the next 3 weeks. It's some great downtime to do some client calls, right? So
that's great.
Yeah, you just have to know how to remanage your time, and it's going to affect you. I'm not going to admit I'm all Disneyland and party cheers all day long, 24/7. But there's some bad days that I've had. You got to take a step back every now and then and take time for yourself.
Yeah.
This industry, yes, it is a grind. It can be. I love doing what I do. Okay, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I think every now and then, even just take one day out of the week or half a day out of the week, turn off your phone, take some time back for yourself. And that's what I've had to learn that myself in the last, 5 years or so, just to take a step back once in a while and recharge your batteries. Because you'll find that once you get back into it, you're going to be hitting it that much harder.
I mean, again, you and I can talk for a few hours about this and getting into your business and what's going on. We're just doing these, quick hits for this video series.
Yeah.
But I very much appreciate your time today, and you are an inspiration. And I jokingly say that every time I see you or we speak, you're minus another body part, and it's not half off, and that I get a little bit of a sniffle or a cold, or I feel lazy and I don't want to, and then I go, are you kidding me? Sonny's grinding it out. He's working hard. And the guy lost a toe last week. Like, I just have to give my head a shake, and it does help push me, right? Like, I'm like, if he can do it, I got no excuse, right? Like, and hopefully other people look at that message and whatever they're going through, because we all have life issues, and it's not a competition or a comparison.
Yeah.
We all have stuff going on in our lives, but that's not an excuse for taking control of our business, right?
Yeah.
And,
one thing, you're making me blush and you can't even tell it's the time. One thing I've always said, ever since, my first job, I always separate your work from your personal life. Never let your personal life affect work. Never let work affect your personal life.
Great tip.
Draw that line.
We could have just started just with that, and that'd have been good enough.
There you go. There's your 30 seconds.
Awesome.
But like I said, it's take time for yourself. I can't stress that enough, especially when you start getting older like me. I'm not in my 20s anymore, man. I don't bounce back like I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, my eyesight's failing. Just look at my shirt. But at the same time, you have to take that step back every now and then, recharge, and go, all right, let's hit it twice as hard once you get back into the scene.
Hey, thanks again, Sonny. Appreciate you very much. And, great mindset, great tips, and much appreciated. Have an amazing day.
Awesome. You too, Shane. Thanks.